All right, everybody. So yesterday we did the comprehension questions for analyzing two texts. Today we're coming back and we are going to tackle the constructed response part of the assignment. And yes, you read this right on your screen. It is going to be a paragraph in length. All right. The reason why I'm starting here, by the time you guys see this, in your own Schoology folder up here, there's going to be the lesson video that you're watching. And then here is a copy of the PDF file again, if you should so happen to have lost the one from yesterday. And then we also have that Peel organizer from several weeks ago when we did our argumentative essays, or right after we did our argumentative essays when we did paragraph structure. I put that back up here so that y'all can use it. And I also have here a rubric for you guys to look at in your assignment link, where on your side of it, you're going to see the submission button over here on the right-hand side, your right. But I just wanted to kind of show you what the rubric looked like and go over it a little bit at the beginning of this video so that you guys can kind of get an idea of what we're looking for. Right here, you're going to turn in the organizer itself with with your answers written on it. Okay. It can be written, it can be typed if you prefer typing it out. You know, if you have that PDF capability on your device, you can type onto the digital copy, or if you have obtained a hard copy or have printed it out, then you can write on it, take a picture, do all that. If you're unable to obtain or print out a hard copy of the Peel organizer, you can use notebook paper or just a regular plain old Word document. Again, for those of you that like to type or prefer to type, you can use a Word document to write down your response elements, just as long as the Peel outline is followed. Okay. So you have position, then you have your evidence with 3 pieces of evidence, and then you have your explanation that matches each of the evidence. So there's 3 lines there, and then at the bottom is your link back. And I'll show you the graphic organizer again here in a little bit. So scrolling down so that the full rubric is seen on here. Looking down here at the bottom, you have total points of 12. Okay. Obviously a 0 is if nothing has been given. A 1 is where you kind of, you need some improvement. You attempted it. You're going to get some points for that, but you did not do so well, and it shows. Satisfactory is you've made the bare minimum. The improvements always could be made, but you've at least made the bare minimum, and it's good to go. And then 3, of course, is excellent, and there are no errors present. Everything is done the way it's supposed to be done. Something for you guys to look at for evidence. Please keep in mind that whenever you have evidence, that is where your MLA citations go, because that is your text evidence. You have to cite the source, especially since you have 2 texts here that you're going to be pulling evidence from. It is very important that you cite the source, and I'll show you guys that here in a little bit when we go into the text. But as you can notice, excellent, of course, they're perfect MLA citations. Oh, excuse me, had to hold back a sneeze. Satisfactory is MLA format has been attempted, and it's somewhat successful. There might be like a period missing or parentheses, or maybe the author's name isn't spelled right, something very minor, but I could tell that its MLA format has been attempted, and you're going to get credit for that. If MLA citations are not present, this is the highest you're going to go. Okay, a 1 is all you're going to get if you do not have your MLA citations present. So please make sure that you get that done. And then your explanations, please make sure you have 1 explanation per evidence. So you have 3 pieces of text evidence. You should have 3 explanations. Excuse me. And those are numbered again on the graphic organizer, which I will show you here in a moment. Make sure any explanations are tied to the evidence and that they are relative to the point. That they're all kind of interwoven together like that. And then your link back, that's your conclusion sentence. Basically, it's going to conclude your point and tie everything back up to the position. And then you have your criteria for that. If you just simply copy the topic sentence again, you're gonna get a 1. That's just the bottom line for that. So please make sure that you are following the guidelines and requirements that we set, and so that you can get the highest grade possible. All right. So we're going to minimize that down. We have this in front of us. I don't know why I have that, but whatever. I just want the cursor. There we go. All right, cursor's here. All right, so we have our position evidence and 1, 2, 3 with 3 pieces of evidence, and we have our explanation again, 1, 2, 3, and then link back down here at the bottom. All right, so y'all kind of remember that from many, many weeks ago. A little bit familiar. Yeah, we're seeing it again because it was somewhat successful. All right, coming over here, you have 2 texts here. One way to do this, you're not going to be using page numbers, obviously, because there's only one, there's not enough here for you to have page numbers. So obviously you are going to use the last name. I want that. I don't want part of the first name. I want just the last name. All right, we are going, there we go, to highlight just the last names. Actually, I want a different color for that. We'll do yellow on that one. All right. So we have Papa Who Wakes Up in the Dark. Whenever you do citations or evidence from that, you are going to be using Cisneros in your citation. And then for the poem Only a Dad, you are going to use Guest to cite evidence from that. All right. So then what is this going to look like? What is the question that you guys are asking? It states, scroll down here so we can look at it. It states down here, constructor's response. In your opinion, what is the common theme of the 2 selections? Provide at least one example from each selection to support your answer. Well, up here we have, what is the universal theme of these 2 selections? So you kind of already identified what the theme of the 2 texts are. You just need to now find the evidence to support it. So those of you that have done your homework last night, you know that this, for number 7A, is your answer. We have relationships between parents and children are filled with unspoken but powerful emotions. Okay, so you guys kind of have this filled out a little bit. So that can kind of help you before you start filling in stuff over here. So the universal theme of the story in the poem is relationships and then you just write that all out or type it all out. Between parents and children are filled with powerful emotions. I know that's not the full quote, but I'm pressed for time and space here. All right, we're gonna move that up a little bit. All right, so there is our first for our universal theme, our common theme, and that's kind of evident in there. Okay. I'll probably move that again over here so we can pull the text down. So that's how you're going to do that. So whenever you put something over here, it can come over here later, or you can just go ahead and put it over here. All right. So that's your position. You're going to use the sentence starter. Okay. But you are going to fill it in there. Fill it in like that. Okay. So now we need to the text evidence. It says one example of this in the story is, okay, so we come, I need my mouse, there we go. We come back up here to our story, which is right here. This is the story when it's talking about story. So story. And then obviously then this is the poem. Okay. So we have story with poem. We need to look at the story to find evidence of relationships between parents and children are filled with powerful emotions, powerful and unspoken emotions. So, well, she is saying that, you know, she sees her papa crying and never seen him cry, doesn't know what to do. However, down at the bottom, she's thinking about, you know, she's kind of taken aback, and then she's not really saying anything back. He is, you know, saying that, you know, the grandfather's dead, he's dead, and then there's no words really through here. It's all really unspoken, but there's a lot of feeling here. So, and then down here at the bottom is talking about how she holds Papa in her arms. I hold and hold and hold him. So that can be some of your evidence right there. So how you would write your evidence then. So the first piece of evidence for that would be, and we're looking at, remember we're doing quotes, so we need our quotation marks. We have, I have never seen my pop cry. Don't know what to do. All right, so that's one. Actually, wait, that's not the end of it. Oh yeah, no, that is the end of it. There. All right. So we have, I've never seen my papa cry and I don't know what to do. So she's not saying anything. She's not doing, you know, really, she's kind of taken aback. And then this, like I said, the second piece of that, it kind of does tie into that, but we'll put it as evidence number 2. We have, I hold my papa in my arms. I hold and hold and hold him. Notice that she doesn't say anything about saying anything to him or stuff like that. All right. Showing you guys how to cite this, how this is going to get cited. After the quotation marks, whenever you are finishing a sentence, you have your parentheses. Your period does not go in there. Whenever you're finishing a sentence, you have your parentheses. It is Cisneros, close parentheses, and there is the period. Okay, let's see if I can reselect this and go back to it. Probably won't be able to. I might be able to. Oh, yeah, I did. All right. Same thing here. citing the source, we have Cisneros, close parentheses, period. All right. The period goes on the outside of the parentheses after the citation. Okay. Deselect that. There we go. Excuse me. And now you need your explanation. I can't even scroll it. Oh well, we'll go with what we got. So explanation for I have never seen my papa cry and don't know what to do. So we can explain that by saying she was surprised, surprised and speechless. The author did not know what to say. All right. So that can kind of help explain a little bit on how that is the whole filled with powerful emotions. I think I can actually fit the rest of this. Okay. Yep, there we go. All right. All right, so now I have the full one in there, so it kind of fits all now. All right. But you kind of see how I have also kind of used that to add in things and all that stuff. That's kind of how the writing process works. You have to be sure to leave space or leave time for you to change things on the fly like that. That's what good writers do. I know sometimes it just seems like I'm just making mistakes just to make mistakes, but really there is a method to the madness. Real writers do this all the time. All right, so I have given you guys your position. I've given you 2 pieces of evidence and I have given you 1 explanation. You guys, what I'm going to give you guys what to do is the rest of it. I've basically done half of it with you guys. Okay, so now you need to explain how this piece of evidence ties into the whole relationships between parents and children are filled with unspoken and powerful emotions. How does the text evidence of I hold my papa in my arms, I hold and hold and hold him, how does that back up this position? All right, how would you explain this? All right, and then you need to look into the poem and you need to find a piece of text evidence that supports this position, and you then have to explain it. All right, and then you will finish it up by typing in your conclusion at the bottom. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and scroll down just so you can see it, but the text is just not going to move. All right, so there's your link back down there. You guys are doing the link back. You are doing explanation number 2 to go with evidence number 2. And then you are doing evidence 3 and explanation 3 along with the link back or the conclusion sentence of the entire paragraph. And then once you are done, let me scroll that back up so it's lined up again. Once you are done, you will scan it, take a picture of it, submit it, however, to the oh, there's all that again, to the submission link in Schoology that is provided for you. Okay. All right. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact your ELA teacher so that we can help you with whatever it is you need help with by whichever is the most convenient possible way. You guys are working on this. Those of you that are face-to-face, you're going to be working on this probably when you are in your advisory class during the 7th grade STAR. Those of you that are virtual and at home, obviously you are going to be working on this in the comfort of your living room, dining room, or whichever is your preferred study spot of the house. All right. Good luck. I can't wait to see what y'all come up with for the rest of this paragraph. Contact us if you need us. All right.